go. Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Sean Micel, and this is our live copy session. And I'm you always hear this. You always hear people say, "Oh yeah, I'm really excited about this," while they're probably, hitting a bottle of whiskey or whatever. But today, I actually really am excited because on the line with me, stop laughing. I have Jeremy Estes, and Jeremy is an excellent marketer, very accomplished copywriter in his own right. I've seen his work. It's absolutely incredible. So we're going to go through a landing page that he did a couple years ago, and I've seen the work since then, Jeremy, and it's really phenomenal. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of go through. I know a little bit about the chiropractor acupuncture market, but I'm going to let you kind of walk me through what these people are looking for. Like, we just know nothing here, and we're going to build a landing page right here. Okay, and so what you guys are looking at right here is the one that Jeremy did a couple years ago, and you can see it's really cool. It's got a video in the guy's office. A chance to opt in. Now, I'm assuming this is for local people, right, Jeremy?
That's right. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so that's why you'd have the phone number. Dr. Joe Jenis. Okay, we got our bullets. This is good stuff. Okay. So tell me a little bit about who this guy, Jeremy, is trying to go after locally in Plano.
So anybody with right now, I mean, anybody with back pain is pretty much his market. Like you said, and I didn't. I mean, I don't know. Like, we didn't do like a full blown like customer profile for him. Again, a couple years ago, I was just like, here, man, I'm doing this for free kind of deal. So I took basically my own back pain problems and just kind of asked the questions.
Okay.
But yeah, anyone in the surrounding area that it's kind of reactionary. I mean, it's on Google AdWords, and that's it. So we're not doing any like direct response, like reaching out. So anybody that's typing in, my shit hurts so bad I need a chiropractor is who is.
Let me ask you this: is there kind of an age range that he tends to get, like the 80-20 kind of thing?
If I would be lying if I told you I actually did that much work to help him build this thing. So I don't know.
I would tell you it's probably people are kind of middle aged because the older you get, the more you tend to get aches and pains. So
Sure.
That's what I've learned doing a little bit of acupuncture marketing. So it's usually someone I've found that's like probably about 45 and older. I think it's fairly mixed, gender-wise. I've seen it kind of go both ways. So, and the thing is that a lot of times what happens I've found is a lot of times these people don't want to be doped up on like hardcore medications.
Right.
Because especially how addictive it's become. So they're trying to avoid medication and surgery is what I've found. For these back problems, and that's typically, like you said, that's what they need. So that gives us, this is pretty targeted though, Jeremy, because it's local. He's not trying to go really global on this. What would the surface level thing that the thing they tell him they want is just to relieve the pain, their back pain, essentially?
That's right. Yep.
Okay. Now, and you know this. I mean, you know this as well as I do. There's always like that kind of subsurface reason they don't talk about. Has this guy ever told you like what kind of feedback he's gotten from people after he's worked with them?
Yeah. So that's why I kind of on the like I put the little review thing down here just to kind of get that feeling. So if you scroll down a little bit, there's actually some reviews, and it's like,
Okay.
Range of motion's improved. I'm feeling better. I remember him talking at one point about like people just generally feeling more like just feeling better about like their life, like their
Yeah.
family, like they're actually able to do stuff, and so I think he started to turn that into. I think he has a pretty advanced sales system too now.
Yeah. So that makes perfect sense because that's what sells. It's because it's like obviously the pain. It's interesting, and this is something you might want to relate to him. But I was reading an article, and I used this in an email, and it sold some of these info products for this one client that I work with that does alternative pain relief. And what it said is that when someone's in chronic pain, their brain doesn't actually shut off. Okay, and what
Hmm.
that specifically where it doesn't shut off is areas of mood and cognition, or the ability to focus. So they kind of become sketch balls because their brain doesn't shut off and rests, and they just can't focus. They're irritable. They're moody. They just don't. They really just can't. They can't. It's like they literally say this, Jeremy. They'll say, "I just don't feel like I can shut off."
That's interesting.
Yeah, and so
That makes me want to go buy some
sorry, go
pain
ahead.
relief right now.
Yeah. So when we sent this email out, the subject line of the email was how to escape the prison of pain. And what happened is this list was big, but it was fairly unresponsive, and they started making some sales. It wasn't huge, but it reactivated these people, which was cool.
Yep.
So what I'm thinking is that might be a really unique, different way because if someone, because I remember having some, and not to get too deep in the weeds in this, but some pain problems like that a few years ago after playing my first season of hockey, and man, I just felt like I was out of it all the time. It's just like there was so much focus on my pain in my, internally than it was, just doing other things, or social gatherings, whatever. So I'm wondering if would you like to stop suffering, learn what's wrong with you, and how to see. I think we could get some big gains out of this. So what I'm thinking, Jeremy, is the subsurface thing that they're looking for is like you said, they're trying to get their lives back the way it was, right? And I think we could try this prison of pain thing since I've tested it,
Yeah.
on a fairly decent sized level. Okay. Now, uh, for you guys who are going to watch this replay, and if you're not familiar with Jeremy writes some crazy ads, and he's really good with celebrity stuff, which I love. I get a kick out of the stuff you write, and it's really effective. And the thing that I've noticed, Jeremy, with the ads that you've written, that you've shown me recently, is you're really, really good at getting someone to stop in their tracks, and with the headline and read. You know. Um,
Yeah.
so what I'm thinking we could try here, and of course, I'll give this to you, and you can play around with it or go a different direction. But like I said, since I've tested something that's worked fairly well. We might do something for the headline, like, you know, let me just use a little bolder text here, but we could do something like escape, from your prison of pain. All right?
I love it, dude. I
Yeah.
do, I think for a fact, I'm about to. I'll send you half of this check that I'm about to get this dude to cut me. Anyways,
Nah,
go
man, it's
ahead,
all
man.
yours.
Yeah, that's
So we might put something like, escape from your prison of pain, and what is he, I forgot to ask, what is he offering these people if they opt in or put their phone number in or whatever?
so really nothing, man. Like I said, I'm looking at this page and I'm just like, I wish you hadn't introduced me as a person who does marketing
No, it's
because
okay.
I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah, it just when I made this,
Well, he's got
it
an offer
looks.
right here. He's got free exam plus digital scan and x-ray to treat your pain.
Yeah, that I guess it would be the offer, but at the same time, it was really the big thing for me at this point was getting them just to pick up the phone and call.
Okay.
Um, and so I just have the opt-in on here, just for the sake of having it.
Okay.
Um, but but it was definitely more going for the phone number.
Okay.
Was
Well,
when we set this up.
let's just work under the assumption that this is the offer, though, since it's here. Obviously,
Hmm.
it's always something to go back and refine or change or whatever. Just for the
Hmm.
sake of argument. But I would just put something like, okay, so free exam, digital scan, X-ray. So we're going to do something of the effect like a report, because this is what my acupuncture guy does, report of findings using the latest X-ray. And let me go flip back to this guy. I'll move this over here. Digital scan X-ray and digital scan to pinpoint your pain. Your pain epicenter or something like that. Like I said, when you do this, if you ever go back and play,
Yeah, sure.
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, yeah, sure, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. So escape from your prison of pain. You know, just one short, short visit could eliminate your chronic pain. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking I kind of want to go with the mental angle in a sense.
I love that angle.
Discover why your chronic pain is affecting your focus and moods. Boom.
Dude.
Yeah. I mean, we could always come up with something better.
That's like 6 levels deep on that one.
Yeah.
Like, I'm already thinking.
Well, I'll send you.
Because when they're reading this,
Yeah.
when they're reading this thing, like already pissed off. Oh, dude.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking though is, I've always believed, and I could be wrong, that if I could get them out of being lukewarm and disinterested, at least either angry or happy, I have a chance. You know,
Yep.
It's when they're like, I don't care. Then it's like you kind of struggle because it's hard to, I think it's harder to move them out of there. And then what I might do here, so that's a possible headline. I just think, and we might put something, we might highlight this. And if you guys are watching this, I'm not a design guy by any stretch of the imagination. I struggle with Legos. So, you could probably make this fancier, nicer, whatever. We're just worried about what this says to somebody. And then the way I might do this, Jeremy, is I might just say, dear, sorry, change the font back. We could always do the dear friend. My name is, let's see, his name is Dr. Dennis.
Joe Dennis.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe. Yeah.
I wish it was like Dr. Feelgood or something like that, but okay. And so,
I always thought he looked like, what's his name? Sir, freaking, what's the guy's name? The actor. Whatever.
Oh, I forget, yeah. Let me share with you the reasons why your chronic pain is affecting your mental state of mind. So what I would do here, and I'll send you this article if you want it, Jeremy. It was actually a study, I believe it was done at Northwestern University. But the way that I would do this is I would just, I would introduce them, and this doesn't have to be, long deck copy by any stretch. But my name is Dr. Joe Dennis, and today I'm going to share with you the reasons why your chronic pain is affecting your mental state of mind. Now, I'm just spitballing this. Again, I'll get you this article if you want it. But, I think it was back in 2008, Northwestern University conducted a study on how chronic pain affected our brains, specifically our moods. Boy, I'm really good at the spelling today. There we go. Our moods and our focus. Well, it turns out that when a person suffers chronic pain, parts of their brain don't, and I would probably emphasize this, shut off. So what I think would be different is what I've seen a lot of chiropractors do, especially talking to my acupuncture guy, is that, they focus on curing the pain, which is huge, but I think what they don't do is they don't actually talk about the other cascading effects that it has on and that people are experiencing.
Yeah, I don't, not especially not on the front end. And that seems like it's probably one of those things that they do, after they figure out how much money the person has on their, to spend on their insurance or whatever.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, I don't see any ads talking the kind of shit you're talking.
Yeah, and I think it's because what I always try to do, and I think you do the same thing. We kind of have this. I think we have a lot of similarities. Is to me, it's like if you can find the thing that's unique, that's different. Your unique selling point, if you will, but is also curious, like where a person goes, "Wow, I didn't know that." Huh?
Yep.
That might explain something. That kind of thing. Then I think you can hook them pretty easily. Like this might be a little bit longer landing page than you might normally do, but I think because of the amount of money they might be spending, it might be worthwhile to get the tire kickers out of the way.
Yep.
So, and so it might be when it turns out when a person suffers chronic pain, parts of their brain don't shut off. This is this causes, so we don't just make the assumption, but this causes chronic pain sufferers to go through mood swings and have trouble focusing at work, all of which could be solved with one visit to my office. Okay. Now again,
Yep.
this is never going to be a finished product, in this session, but the whole purpose here is just to give it some direction. And
Dude, my brain is like on overload right now. Like
well,
I'm sitting here thinking.
yeah, I do a ton of research when I write stuff before I even write a landing page. Um,
Yeah.
so what I like though is that you have Dr. Joe Dennis has over 15 years experience. Now, what I would say here, I think these are pretty good bullets. Like I think they're straightforward to the point. I think you got that nice little 1-2 punch. I don't think I would, if when you guys are watching this, these 1-2 punch kind of John Carlton bullets are my favorite. So it might be something, it might be something like how to relieve your back pain without medication. This is actually the way to get, you do the first benefit and then a backup benefit, or
Mhm.
something that creates curiosity, like the page you sent me earlier. The one that you redid was really, really good in doing that. So we might say, you know, I've, over the past 15 years, I've treated, number of patients and completely, relieved their pain, got their, you know, uh, state of mind back into a place that's good, and they have their lives back. Oops. Again, just spitballing here. You know, if you call today, actually, I think for the deck copy, I don't think we have to get too much crazier than that. Um, I think what we could do is just offer this free exam and digital scan at this point. So if you call me today, here's what I can do for you. I'll give you a complimentary, and again, you probably obviously have to talk to him about this, but complimentary X-ray and digital scan to pinpoint exactly what's causing your pain. Here's what we'll do. And I think in this context, since he's a chiropractor, I would just go in the bullets, Jeremy, with like, here's what we're going to do. So when they get there, assuming they opt in or they call, they know exactly what they're going to expect. Because I
Mhm.
think in this case, you don't want to surprise anybody.
Sure.
Surprise!
Well, and that
Yeah.
I think that's the big It's like, man, am I gonna get there and this dude's just gonna bend me over and like try to take everything I got?
Yeah. So yeah, what I might do here is like with the bullets, Jeremy, I might just say, okay, let's talk about, you know, we'll, say something like, we'll laser focus, you know, our first 5 minutes on finding exactly where your pain is. And your 1-2 punch might be this. This will save you, from possibly. Of course, we have to hedge our bets because it's medical stuff. Taking heavy pain meds or invasive surgery. Now, if you guys are doing, just for a note, if you guys are doing anything with like finance or anything with health, you have to hedge your bets on things because you make promises you can't keep. You guaranteed you will get sued. It will happen. Hell, what we do, Jeremy. I mean, if we promise, hey, well, we'll make you $1 million, we'll get sued. So you have to hedge your bets. If someone will not do business with you because you won't make promises like that, then you don't want to do business with them. You just can't promise that kind of stuff. So let's see.
Well, like with some guys I work with, like we use words like achy joints, feel better, foggy brain, not like medical terms, but like
Yeah,
ailment kind of terms.
yeah, you know,
So instead of like meds, kind of keep you off the addictive stuff or things that might be addicting or something to that effect. But
yeah,
yeah, you're right.
exactly, exactly. Finally, relieve your headaches. I saw that in there, and get your focus back. Now you can, you might say now you can finally stop, or now you can stop focusing on pain and focus on getting your life back, or something like that. Again, we're just spitballing. The thing that with these bullets is just to give them kind of a little 1-2 punch, So we'll kind of, we can add some other bullets. And then what I might do at the very, plus so much more, what I might do at this point is, here, I think these are really good. I mean, they're pretty specific, which, when you do testimonials, it's good to get specific. Not like, the typical thing you see in a Facebook group, like, oh, I love this, I needed this. It's more like, right? They're talking about, help me improve the range of motion in my injured shoulder. We continue to see Dr. Joe to relieve stress and boost our immune systems. I mean, this is all, it's like I said in the autoresponder thing, series that we did is like the best copy you get is usually from your clients. So, and, so we might put after the bullets and here, this is what our happy, patients or clients, depending on how he likes to frame it, have said about their treatments. Boom, boom, boom. Put testimonials. And then what I would say is, okay, and then when I would go to close this, I would say, so now that you know your chronic pain is causing you more than just physical problems, there's just one thing you should do now. And we'll put a form out there. Fill out the form below and schedule your complimentary visit. By the time we finish, we'll know exactly what's causing your pain. Oops, there we go. What's causing, your pain and how to treat it. Start getting your life back today. And then we just put the form, and like, I think the form you have here is good. It's just, it doesn't need to get too complicated. Name, email, phone, comments, you have the phone number here, that's good. If you guys, just because I do a lot of call center scripts, if you guys can, have somebody call you, I think that's much better. I think you're going to convert more sales because people want to deal with people, not a website. So if you can, if you can do that, definitely do it. If not, if it's, if you just don't want to deal with people and you're curmudgeon, you want to live in a cave, then, just grab their name and email address. But yeah, ideally, I like, if I can get people on the phone, I like to do that. So that's kind of the way that I might set up this page. It's a little bit longer, Jeremy,
Yep.
but you're also dealing with something that's more complex too, which is
Sure.
body. So what are your thoughts on that?
No, I think you killed it, man. I mean, I think that's what was missing from it anyways. Like I told you, I feel like the only reason why he's done so well to date is literally, I mean, if you were to click around on any of the chiropractors in his area, I mean, everyone sends all their traffic straight to their homepage. So just by the fact of just him not doing that and having kind of a more focused page has been helpful. Actually putting something like this on it, I think is gonna, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to go wrangle a check out of his ass.
That's awesome. Yeah, and again, I mean, you can, especially someone with your ability, Jeremy, can take something like this and easily, easily.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I mean, this is something you could totally theme, right?
Yeah.
Like, you go make an advertorial out of it. You go stop it up on Facebook. Make a freaking, like you said earlier, a video. Yep. Escape the pain, prison, bomb, bomb, bomb. Build up that audience and.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a really good offer.
I think the way that I might do this is to kind of set up the funnel this way is have him make, since it seems like he's willing to get on camera, have him make just a short 30-second video and maybe just talk about, say, hey, listen, do you have chronic pain and do you also feel like you struggle with your focus and moods? Well, it's not your fault because here's why.
Yep.
And then you just say, listen, if you want to learn more about how to, finally deal with this, click the link in the app, in this, section. I'll explain more what I'm talking about. And then, we can, if you decide that you finally want to get rid of this pain, you can set up a complimentary 15-minute, whatever he offers, consultation. The thing is like, the way that I've always looked at this is if I could find something that just is different, and you do a great job with this with the celebrity stuff. If you guys ever get a chance to check Jeremy's stuff out, it's really, really personifies what I'm talking about here. If you could do that, it's just going to grab someone's attention, and I think if you can just get their attention, you've got a good shot at, keeping them, engaged with your copy and finally doing something.
Yeah, and something like that. I mean, I'm just imagining, like someone from like The Office sitting there hating their job, whatever is causing their problem. It's lunchtime, whatever. They're typing in chiropractor in Plano or whatever, and all of a sudden the prison pain, dude. That's immediately stop what I'm doing. I'm in prison. What the f? Yeah. Well, and I'm going to try this crap. So I love it. I think as soon as you started writing, I was like, okay, that's the kind of stuff that I like to do. Anyways.
Yeah, it worked. And hey, listen, it worked. It actually, I was really grateful that my client let me try this. But what she said is like her father, he's a certified doctor, and he said that as soon as he read it, he goes, when can we send this out?
Yep.
Like, I want to buy this, and it's my own product. And I think when now sometimes you got to be careful because there's a lot of hyperbole with that. Like, oh yeah, people, we're marketing, there's hyperbole everywhere. But I just think when I started reading this article, what really blew me away is just like, wow, I didn't even make the connection, but it makes sense. It's like this other email I did about this girl in Philadelphia who had leukemia and got her leukemia cured, not treated, but cured with an HIV cell. And you just go, oh my God, really? But then it kind of makes sense because you just look at, they pitted one deadly disease against another one, and they just wiped each other out.
I think I saw you, did you write about that the other day or something like that?
Yeah, I did.
Because because I think you remember I was talking about in one of my posts, like people like going and telling their dumbass friends like new stuff that they learned.
Yeah,
I think I may have even. I think I was like, "Hey, did you guys know?"
yeah,
I told my dumbass friends that I was so smart.
yeah. And that's,
But yeah,
but there's something to that. Like,
that's exactly
one of the first home run emails I did was for a financial services company. They sold gold. They were selling gold coins. And I pulled this speech from this really kind of obscure 15th century, monk who started a revolution in Florence. And he was talking about the den of thieves, and I put it in there in context of what like Congress is doing, because Congress is always the enemy, whatever. And people got so pissed off reading this that they had the recordings of the calls, and people like, I read this email and I didn't even know this, and they're doing the same thing they did 500 years ago, and I want to buy gold. And
awesome.
I just,
Den of Thieves.
yeah. So I just kind of, I really, really try to avoid, like, I don't usually put a lot of discover why, but I usually try to hit them, and I think this is helpful, is hit them with the first line of something they just would not expect, and
Yep.
you'll just sit there and go, oh my God, okay, I'm going to read this. And I see this, like on Hotjar, I'll see people start scrolling down going, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I know I need to read this. And that's
Yeah.
really the whole point here, is just to get them to read it and then get them sucked in so they go, okay, I want to know more, and then here's my email address, because it's getting harder and harder to do. So I think if you try to run with this and just work your own magic on it, which I know you can do, I think you'll have something very compelling.
Yeah, and it's something fun to work with too. I love it.
Yeah. So do you have any other questions, Jeremy, or you good?
Good, man. This was really excellent stuff.
I appreciate you jumping on.
It's a good format.
Yeah, and suffering through all the technical weird stuff. But any, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I'll send this to you, and I'll post this in the group so that we have an example. And I will see you guys next week.
All right, brother, man. Holla.
Cheers.